Hallo meine Damen und Herren, schönen guten Tag, ich bin der Accordion Christoph. Herzlich willkommen in meinem Musikzimmer. Today we are going to be discussing Palmer-Hughes accordion book number 3. I just finished learning all of the pieces in here, and I'm putting together these videos going through the books once I finish them, so you can see what it's like if you are also learning the accordion from someone who is learning the accordion. As of this recording, I have only been playing for 7 months. So it will give you a feel for what you can accomplish if you are starting fresh, having never played before, and you want to put yourself to it. I really like this book. This is the first book that feels like the songs you could go out and actually play them in public and want to, right? Because they're not just 1 minute long. Come the end, they're like 2 minutes or so, and you can really do something with them. There's even a nice polka at the end here with a proper trio, so you've got several different sections of the music to play and other recognizable tunes. So let's go through it. I'm going to do it a little differently than I have the last two. Instead of playing all of them on my accordion, I'm going to cut to some of the shorts that I did earlier, because when I started this book, I still had my old accordion, my Noble 54, and then I got my new accordion, my Excelsior Symphony Grand, midway through. And I've made the comment before, but muscle memory is a difficult thing to relearn, and I didn't feel like practicing the old songs too much before this video, and I would just be pretty clunky. I'll play some of the later ones, but anyways, let's begin. You'll still be able to hear what they all sound like. The book begins with a familiar tune. We've got the William Tell Overture. And this is a good one for several things. First off, you can learn the technique for repeated fast notes that are the same, right? Da 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 da. Instead of just going ding 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 with your finger, it's teaching you to do alternate between your first and second finger. And it sounds different and it feels different. And I couldn't do that on my first accordion, which you'll see in the video. Otherwise it is very straightforward with just F majors, C7s, D minors, and so forth. Let's take a listen. For that video, I actually sped it up a little bit on the computer so that it would be at a speed that I thought was appropriate to listen to. I couldn't play it that fast while I was recording, and so shortly after this first piece, I decided that I would be done with a new upload every day because I couldn't learn these pieces properly, and I started just practicing a song or two every week and dumping on Saturdays, and I think that was a good choice. After William Tell, we get the Speedrem Nummer 5. And then our next song is called Riding on the Range. Riding on the Range. Or at least that's what it's called here. I've also heard it called the St. Paul Polka. In this book it just has the first and the second parts, but I have another book where it's got the full polka with the trio and everything, and I will be learning the difficult version a little bit later on. But let's take a listen. I like this song. I always seem to mess up near the end of my recordings. Playing a song, to me, right now, at 7 months, I do better when I'm not on camera, and I do better when I'm not in front of an audience. It's something that I'm trying to work on. In fact, in April, so earlier this month, I started a new club in Oshkosh, Accordion Verein Oshkosh, bringing together other accordion people because it is a dying art. And I had 8 people that came the first time, and it was very exciting. And one of the nice things about playing in a club, it gives you an opportunity to play for people who aren't in your family. And so hopefully I will acquire that skill and be less self-conscious about myself in front of a camera or in front of an audience, and I will become a better player. Anyways, I also think it's important to showcase mistakes, because this is just a channel for beginners. I am a beginner, and we all make mistakes. Didn't you ever watch Mr. Rogers growing up, or as an adult? There's a lot to it, right? He would try new things in so many episodes, and he would make mistakes, and that was important to see. Moving on, our next song, a favorite. There are many favorites in this book, and this is the Waltzing Cuckoo. Should I play it? No, we'll just play the recording. Take a listen. This is the first song that Palmer-Hughes uses to introduce triplets. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. That is a triplet, tripletta. And it's nice, it goes all the way up and down the keyboard. Nothing too difficult. Perhaps the most difficult thing is changing your registers and getting your fingers back to where they belong. I appreciate this piece. I timed some of the earlier ones, and for me this takes about 1 minute 50 seconds, which, right, that's approaching the 2-minute mark. You can play that for someone, you can play that for someone and it doesn't feel like you're just practicing a little ditty, you're playing a proper song. Did I skip? No. Next up, we introduce the counter bass. And so this is the first time up to this point none of the Palmer-Hughes songs have used the first row on the accordion, the counter bass, and it can be tricky. I had to practice quite a lot, but there are good exercises. In fact, we get to these exercises in counter bass, and it seems so simple, but you properly learn how to do a scale, and you, with your left hand, you understand where C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C are. And that's really important. In fact, they suggest another book here, Adventures in Bassland, which I didn't pick up, but it would be a good thing if you wanted to supplement your learning. The song that they use to introduce it is Little Brown Jug Polka, and that is another favorite. And I played it so much on my old accordion. I was very proud of, I think I was very proud of that recording. And that's what I used when I was testing out accordions that I was buying. It's what I used to test out on this one. And I got really good on my old accordion, but I cannot play it for the life of me on my new accordion. I would have to relearn it like with a week of practice. So let's listen. Yeah, that can be tricky. The bass repeats pretty much all the time. That and you're going from C major, E, that's the counter bass, right? And then what? Yeah, and then F and A, that's the counter. G, B is the counter, and it's good. Once you get your fingering down, it just becomes repetitive. But that took me a long time at first to practice. And this is when I started learning how to practice in chunks. So I practiced one day just the first 2 bars right here with that melody. Da 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 da. And then when I got it down, it was easier to move forward section by section. So that's the way that I am practicing now. Of worthy note, I guess. This was also interesting because we have the triplets again, and at the end, the last 2 stanzas there, they're an octave jump up. So it was another practice in muscle memory, figuring out where an octave is without needing to look at it, right? Over your instrument, that can be pretty difficult. Let's move on. Celito lindo. I've said before that it is difficult for me personally, or maybe I've said this to the accordion verein, that it is difficult for me personally when I'm playing a song that has the alternating bass, you know, from like Little Brown Jug, boom, bum, boom, bum, to go to a song like Celito Lindo, where it's more the papa, my fingers want to stay in the alternating mode instead of going to the pa pa. That's just me personally, but I am getting better at it. And this song also, it can be tricky because your right hand and your left hand are not moving necessarily in sync, right? Da 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 up here and bum 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 bum, but they don't start at the same time, right? Da bum 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 bum. Anyways, that took some doing before I got it right. There's counterbass in here. And the second half, is that an F? Ya, ya, ya. That was neat to do. Da 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 da, the run up to it. And all of these little things at the beginning of the book, they add up to the more difficult pieces at the end. So it's so important when you go through Palmer-Hughes not to skip a song, even though you might not necessarily like it. I didn't particularly like Celito Lindo, but I learned from it. Those runs in particular, when we get to the end and we're doing 16th notes, it is great to have practiced 8th notes running up and down. Let's continue. More speed drills, bass exercises. Because the next song is O Susanna. So there's a bass exercise on page 19 where you're just going bum 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 bum. Going down 4 notes at a time, and it just keeps going down and down and down, and that's really helpful because that's what O Susanna is in the left hand, right? Da 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 da, octave, da 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 da, and then bass hand, bop 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 bop, bop, chord. Let's listen. Yes, for O Susanna, that is the difficult part, is learning that walking down bass. Everything else is very simple. It's such a recognizable, easy tune, just one note at a time in the right hand, except for the last 2 measures, pretty much. And it's quite doable. But that bass technique is good. Right, this is a course book. So you're meant to learn techniques with each song, and that's important to recognize, it's important to understand. That's why I chose to teach myself accordion using Palmer-Hughes, because I know that I would be able to focus on one new thing and add that to my inventory of skills time and time again. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I know there are a lot of different teachers or courses you can go to on YouTube, and they might be fine. But this already exists, and it came out during the golden age of accordions in America in the 1950s. So why not just take from the best source? That's what I've been doing. The next piece was Alouette, the French song. Alouette, for the French Canadians, eh? And there are 2 different versions of it, and I think I played them back to back. course, this can be a good duet. And if you have better editing skills than I do, you could edit yourself playing, but I didn't have the patience with the earpiece and such. All in the left hand. That is what the technique is here. And it's not just quarter notes, but eighth notes, so you have to get a little bit quicker and more confident with your left hand, and that's pretty cool. They also have some notes with the X's on them, and I forget exactly what that's called. Those notes don't necessarily have a defined pitch. You're not playing a note in the right hand, so I'm tapping onto the accordion or I'm blowing the bellows, and it adds an effect. Right in the middle of the book, where the staples are, we get the Song of the Volga Boatmen, because Palmer-Hughes is finally introducing you to the very top of the accordion, the very last low notes, and in my case with a 41-120, it's F, right? So the Song of the Volga Boatmen, let's listen. Nothing like a good sad minor song. Pretty straightforward. I think the hardest part was this jump right at the beginning. In the third measure we go from, what is this? A minor, D minor, A minor, C7. So a 4-note jump in the left. Everything else is straightforward. Boop, 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 boop. Well, great content if you stuck around this long. Why not have a snack? Since we're taking a break, occasionally people will ask me in the comments, or they'll watch my videos and talk to me in person and say, you have different things on your piano all the time. And that's true, because my children also play the piano, and my wife is a pianist proper, and an organist. She's amazing. So there are always things moving. So you'll see different music on the stand. There's music in the back from my course books and my children's course books. I may often have a snack, shame on me, on a coaster, my phone. I always keep this. This is just a little timer for me to practice at, 25-30 minutes a pop. And I make sure my children get their time too. My eldest, I say, practice for 15 minutes. Metronome, a little Jesus. We could all use a little Jesus when we're practicing our music, right? For patience. Oh, sorry. Jesus down. No, he's backwards, so this is sacrilege. Pencils. Here we have some decoration. My middle daughter made a turtle from Lego. And you see the rug, I'm sure, on here. This is a beautiful piano with notes around it that my wife's grandmother made for her many years ago. And of course, our piano is a Steinway. This is a Steinway Model L. It was made in 1970, then rebuilt in 2004, and we have owned it since, 2019 or 2020. It's quite beautiful. Let's continue. There are more staccato things now. There are staccato touch, staccato speed drills, which are just a repeat of earlier ones. All of that staccato gets us to Zacatecas. Pop, 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 pop. Let's listen. Uno, dos, tres. I hated learning this song. I don't know what it is, but the Mexican pieces, they just feel off to me. Like the right and the left hand just feel off. They're fun songs, and I'm glad that I'm learning them. But this one took, for whatever reason, way too much time. And I'll tell you what the problem was. That jump from the A C to the C A, that was difficult. And then the next bar too, where you're going to A B flat and then the B flat C. I really had to practice. This was a good song for me to continue to build muscle memory and learn when you're just touching the keyboard where notes are. I'm developing a much better sense of everything based off of the sharps, right? So where C, D, and E are, because it's just, two accidentals together, or where F starts because of that cluster of 3. So I'm jumping octaves easier, and I hated this song when I was learning it. I love it now because it sounds fun, and it helped me learn that skill. So never skip a song just because you hate it or you're having difficulties with it. And I modified some of my fingering. If we get in here, you can kind of see I'm always marking off. Right, they may suggest to use certain fingers, but I have big hands and long fingers, and I just modify as needed. Don't be afraid to do that. Oh, I also modified the very last section here. Instead of spreading my fingers out and playing in open, what are these, open sixths, yeah, I made them closed thirds. And the sound was a little bit different, but it didn't set my dog off as much. And that's that. Then we get to some legato work. We're done with staccatos. There's a legato speed drill, which is just a review of number 2. And then we get to the Emperor Waltz. Why don't I play some of these in person now? If you see this in the back of any of my videos, I often keep my accordion in its case. I pull it up onto a chair. We always have a chair next to our piano so that a parent can be next to one of our kids, helping them with their instruments. And then for me, it doubles as an opportunity to hold my accordion. So that's what this piano, this chair behind me often is. Ah, baby. What was I going to say? I will build myself a proper stand one of these days. So let's see. This is the Emperor Waltz, violin, the bass here. I played these a lot and in recent memory, so I should not sound terrible. Of course, I didn't warm up before this. What a fun piece. This one was, I first started playing this and I thought, oh my god, how do I do this? Because the bass was going in places I thought I had to make big jumps to, but no, it's another exercise in counterbass, right? And then we've got the B, which is just counterbass to G, and you'll, oh. You play a bit later on. Oh, my baby needs some help. One moment. Okay. Otto was listening to some of his sister's Tony boxes. Do you know what Tonys are? They're little, like, NFC figurines where you can listen to music and songs and stories. And it was finished and he was sad. Okay. He will often appear in the background of my videos. He was playing in the very last one, which I found entertaining. I love playing with my kids and for my kids. They're interested in the instrument. So I highly recommend playing for your children. Anyways, wish me luck. I'm going to put him on the ground and see if he will play with other things while we finish here. So the Emperor's Waltz, there you go, baby, is a lovely song. And let's move on. Up next was Fascination. This song is neat. This reminds me of the old Super Mario, like the water theme from Super Mario World 3. Da, 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 da. This is not that, but you'll see why. Let's see. Yeah. Notes from Arthur. Very good. Of course, his real name is Arthur because we live in the United States, but Otto is the German version of Arthur. Thank you very much. Again, I did not practice beforehand, but this was neat. This is the song where Palmer-Hughes introduces the diminished chord. So in this book you get the very first row and the very last row of the bass notes. So now we have experience with a little bit of everything. And these extended arpeggios. That took a lot of practice. And as you can see, I didn't exactly pull them out of the hat for you, but you get the picture. Woo! Exercises, more speed drills, and then my favorite song. I love this one. I have played it so much. I still don't sound the best at it, but it's my favorite. Let's Dance the Polka. In fact, the next book that I am going through is specifically a polka book. And it said, don't start the polka book. Yeah, hello neighbor. Don't start the polka book until you have played Let's Dance the Polka. So, let me put in my musette. And Meister. I love playing this one. So, here we go. Oh. I love this piece. The accordion is so much fun. My God. So I have had to practice quite a lot. Those are 16th notes. And I run into the problem. Where do you want to go? Instead, how do I want to say this? I need to keep practicing playing the notes evenly. Because what I am inclined to do is, right? And then that sounds stupid with the left hand, and of course it is wrong. So, good practice there. But it's good practice on so many things, and to me this is what the accordion is for. It's for polkas. My camera said that the movie recording had been stopped. Maximum length has been reached. Excuse me. I have no idea where this cut, so I will simply say that this is the best piece. It's my favorite one in the whole book. To me, the accordion is for polkas. This is cultural heritage. This is what I want to play. This is what I like to play. This is what I have fun with. And this song teaches so much about the accordion, right? Those nice quick things. Your right hand is going all over the place. There are 3 different sections. It feels like a nice long song, something that you can play for a group and they will dance, they will tap their toes, they will hum along and have so much fun. And every piece is different, right? If you're learning 3 pieces, then you put them together and it's one. I mean, that's just music. But to be at that point now, 7 months into playing the accordion, is a wonderful feeling. So, keep at it. Yeah, there's a lot to it. The right hand's playing most of the time 2 notes at once, except for those runs. It's a good song. Oh, and of course there's a duet for it. I didn't ever learn the second part, but my wife played with me, and you can check out that video. Here, I'll put it in a card somewhere, and you can watch the 2 of us before I had properly learned it. Palmer-Hughes introduces dotted 8th notes then, with the song Santa Lucia. Where did I put this? This is a pretty piece. I made that same mistake in the short recording that I did, where I played the introduction fine and I played the piece fine, and then when it goes to the closing, which is the same as the introduction, I just couldn't put myself in the right headspace. But this is good. This is the culmination of a lot of different techniques that we've been practicing throughout the whole book, and it plays throughout the whole octave. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Right now we get to pieces where you're always playing multiple notes from the right hand, and it's good. And we end with a Mexican hat dance. Oh, and I'm even worse at this one. Again, these Mexican songs are hard. Cinco de Mayo is coming up soon. It's a thing here. And it comes on a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. We usually eat tacos on Tuesday, and so it's Super Mexican Day. Maybe I'll play this. Oh, forgive me. Not too bad, except where it was. And thus concludes Palmer-Hughes Kursbuch Nummer 3. Super! I'm very excited. I feel good. And you may be sitting here thinking, God, this guy is a kind of crap. And that's okay, right? I learn these pieces one at a time until I feel really good about them, until I have understood the technique, and I make a short, and I feel good about it, and I move on, right? The goal for me is to learn the techniques and go, not to memorize all of the pieces. Yet. Now, here's a preview of what I'm getting to next. It is the polka book. And for me, I want to memorize the pieces from these. So to be able to play without music, or to be able to play a piece, not play it for several weeks, and then be able to come back to it and play it right away. That's the level of skill that I want to reach. Oh, the camera moved. There's a baby there. But I'll give you a sneak peek of what this sounds like. It continues on the next page. Anyways, you get the point, and I don't have it memorized, but that's your sneak peek of the next book. And my baby is playing with the tripod, so I guess that this video is over. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to learn the accordion and have fun, and let me know what you are playing in the comments down below. And thank you for dealing with the change in style of the video. I hope it wasn't too terrible. Ja, have fun. Viel Spaß. Tschüss. Oder, komm, sag mal Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. Genossen. Tschüss.